going on, you guys? This is the Warlike at 36 here, doing a quick overview of the September 1st, 2010 ban list. In case you guys have not known about it, even though it's probably been over the YouTube area for God knows how long. Just going to do a quick overview of it here, and if you guys need to figure out what exactly got changed, down bar, I'm going to show you everything right there. But first things first, whatever got banned, Rescue Cat, I mean, that was the first thing that a lot of people would think would be pretty obvious. Either that or Cold Wave, though it's kind of surprised to see how Cold Wave's still here. But anyway, I digress. Rescue Cat being banned is one of those cards where it needed to be banned, and it should never come back for a while. Saber decks, like the American Saber decks with Dark Souls and Antebellum, they abuse that too much, so that needs to stay banned for a while. Substitoad is the next card that got banned. It's either that or Rolling Tone that got banned ever since I saw the 2010 World Championship list, seeing how Frog OTK won. It was either that or the Rolling Tone that should have got banned, and seeing Substitoad get banned actually makes more sense because that's what swaps within the deck out. Brain Control, I don't know why they would put Brain Control there of all things. I mean, it's a payment cost, so I mean it's balanced at the payment, and it can only take a face-up monster, so it's not bad of a card. I think it was okay at 1 per deck, but putting it banned is not really something that should have been banned. I mean, that's a bad call. Another red flag was seeing Heavy Storm going to the ban list, because Heavy Storm was a staple card for the Yu-Gi-Oh game for 7 years. And even at one time it was at 2 per deck, believe it or not. But seeing it at 0 now, it's going to be very weird, honestly, if you ask me. And those are the cards that got banned. 1 per deck, Infernity Launcher, I mean, that's obvious. Infernity Launcher is busted as hell. I mean, if you have an Infernity deck with Infernity Launchers, then it's just going to help you with that with the Synchro Loop. But I can see an Infernity deck player now probably sides either Infernity Mirage or one of the other cards I'll mention later on this list. Black Whirlwind going to 1 per deck. Seeing how the Japanese meta over there has been Black Wings all over the place. Even at 2 per deck, they've been doing really well. So seeing how 1 per deck, it's understandable, but for us here in America or in Europe or anywhere else where they're not applied to the OCG list or hit the TCG list, it's a bad call because now they're cutting Black Wing speed. And I thought their speed was actually pretty balanced at 2 per deck personally, especially even with Gale at 1. Monster Reborn coming back. That was the card I was mentioning that could replace an Infernity Launcher. But even then, Monster Reborn coming back, it's very, very, very weird because I would never expect a card like that to come back. Though I guess it would make sense now seeing how the Yugi packs had the Monster Reborn in it. But even then, that was a very bad... I mean, we have Call of the Haunted. That should have just stayed as it is. And everyone else has their own little revival abilities, like Amazon's Willpower, for example. Or Infernity Launcher, or other cards, for example. I mean, go along, but I'm going to only cut up as much as I can. Dark Hole coming back. That card's been banned for 5 years, I want to say. And for it to come back, it does not need to come back, especially with the rest of this list looks out. This card should not have come back on the list. I mean, give us back our Heavy Storm and you can keep your damn Dark Holes. Royal Oppression at 1, that is an anti-meta killer. Because seeing Royal Oppression at 1, usually people were playing 2 to 3 before it got to 2. But seeing at 1 is just basically saying that this format is going to be nothing but swarm and speed, which is going to be a very bad move for everyone else. If you're trying to make an anti-meta deck, you can't make a good deck anymore because you can't have the appropriate negation of special summons. You need to rely on other things after that then. You need to use chivalries and solemn warnings and stuff like that. I mean, it's bad. I mean, honestly, keep it at 2. What the hell? And that was at 1 per deck. 2 per deck cards are Chaos Sorcerer. That card is bouncing 1 and 2. I don't know how to put it, but let's say it this way. That card goes down goes up and down 1 and 2. I can only say that. I mean, it's just stupid though. I mean, Chaos Sorcerer at 2. I mean, could someone please just find a solid place for it to stay? Make it 1 or make it 2, one way or another. Just make sure it stops bouncing off the damn set or damn list. Snipe Hunter at 2. I mean, I can see why now because Snipe Hunter isn't as good as it was back then, and it's a luck card. So at the same time, it's good because it allows you to use more of it, and you have to keep on discarding cards in your hand. But at the same time, you're helping out an Infernity deck because they're just discarding their entire hand anyway. It's still a good card. 2 per deck. we'll see how it goes. Because I can actually say Snipe Hunter is actually pretty decent because you can't use Buy the Shield Lad, you can't use Stardust on it because you're not guaranteed to kill anything. That's why my Buy Shield Stardust Dragon won't work against Snipe Hunter. It's very interesting. I like it. Dewloren. That is the Tiger Synchro for the Ice Barriers. I can see why because I know a few people where they're planning on making a deck based on Dewloren and Toll and Chain Energy, stuff like that, but there are other ways of comboing it. So seeing it in a 2 per deck, yeah, put it 2. See what happens. MST a 2 per deck. I honestly thought I would never see MST going higher than 1 ever since Mirage Nightmare came out and then got banned. But I guess this is their way of saying that seeing a Heavy Storm is going to be at 0. This is going to be replacing a Heavy Storm. Logical, yes. Needed to happen? No. Not at all. They should have just kept it Heavy Storm 1, MST 1 instead of this whole 0 and 2. Ojama Trio at 2. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of debating about that one too because Ojama Trio is a very good lock card. If you don't have ways of tributing it aside from tribute summons, then you're going to be stuck with them, or for using synchro summons. But even then, it's not one of those cards that should have just that should have been a 2. I could have kept it at 1. I've been happy. Magic Cylinder at 2. I don't know. I mean, that could be a game killer there. Seeing it 2, not many people use it. I mean, some burn decks do. So we'll just have to see how that goes. I mean, we'll have to check it out when the meta actually decides to show up. And that was the 2 per decks. 3 per deck is Goblin Zombie. Goblin Zombie, I can see why. It's understandable because zombies, they're practically dead, no pun intended. But seeing how they are, Goblin Zombies are like tier 2, tier 3, I mean, it's not going to be that much of an effect. Cyber Dragon at 3, I can see why now they're putting it at 3 because now we have Vice Dragon, we have the Tricky, we have Oracle of the Sun, we have very other similar abilities to Cyber Dragon. So this will allow some machine players to actually make a good comeback because now we can see a Chimera Tech deck again. Hell, we might even see Cyber End Dragon again. We never know. Black Rose Dragon at 3. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that, honestly. I mean, 3 Black Rose Dragons. They should have put it at 2 first just to test the waters instead of just jumping it from 1 to 3. But I don't know. That's not one of those cards that should have made a comeback or at 3. Because I know a lot of Blackwing players around here that love to still, sing for 7. Even though Black Whirlwind's at 1, it's still really good. That and when I was over at the Frederick, Maryland sneak, I faced a player who was playing a Skull Servant Monster Mash deck. Where basically it was Zero Logic from Team Elision's Monster Mash deck, but instead of using some certain cards, he used Skull Servants and Beast of the Pharaoh. So he used a Breeze Dragon with Beast of the Pharaoh, sync with Black Rose, nuke the field, and at the same time bring out a King of the Skull Servant that's 3,000 or higher. Clear field. Awesome hit right there. I played it. It's actually a really interesting deck. I have to applaud that guy. I don't remember his name, but I definitely give him his praises. Treeborn Frog at 3. It shouldn't have even been a 2. It should have kept it at 1. I mean, now we can actually play D3S Frog and have him at 4,000, but if you guys don't know what that is, I'll put a link of it right there. But D3S Frog cannot be at 4,000, but who cares? No one plays D3S Frog. No one even plays Death Frog, but even then. Treeborn Frog at 3, I don't think so, because now Monarchs have yet another way of sacrificing it. Even though we haven't seen that many Monarchs, there are a few around here. United we stand at 3. All I can really say is that my buddy Blackjack is a Power Tool Dragon player, and seeing 3 United with Stands, he flipped. He loved it. So seeing it at 3, I can see why. Seeing how quest spells aren't as used as much now. So we'll see how that goes. And Royal Decree at 3. This is one of those cards where I can see being at 3 because it's a decent card, but it's not going to be. It's going to help counter the anti. I don't know. I don't want to say how well it's going to go, but I'm just going to say it's a decent. It's going to be a decent move. We'll see how this goes.